So, first day, how are you feeling?
I'm super excited. Emotions are high, but I'm really looking forward to getting on the field and getting to work here with this group.
JV mentioned that he's a little bit behind schedule. Are you concerned at all? I mean, obviously he knows his body better than anybody and been doing it for so long.
You know what? I'm not, and just because the way he's been, our conversations, he's not giving me a reason to be concerned. But again, he's behind, and I trust JV's judgment, and our job is just to make sure that he's ready and help us throughout the season.
How will he be limited in camp, and what he can and can't?
I think JV will let us know. I think he's the best judge of his body, and we're going to listen to how his body responds. So we will see how he feels the next couple of days.
Joe, back on this being the first day here as the manager, talking to some of the guys in there, they talked about the transition was, in their minds, is seamless because of you've been around, the relationships are in place.
Yeah, relationships are important. I think expectations here are to win a championship, and I know that those things are not going to change. And my relationship with them continues to be the same. Right? We're going to communicate. I'm going to be transparent how I see things and their roles on this team. So that really helps me transition into this new role.
Is there a certain joy this first day out in the sunshine, being out here for the first day?
Joy, absolutely. I'm humbled by this opportunity. This is, not anyone gets an opportunity to manage in the big leagues, and I'm one of those lucky 30. And what makes it more special that is with this team.
Is there anybody else that's behind as they report pictures and any of the pictures?
Yeah. So also JP France is also going to be a little bit behind. He has some inflammation on his shoulder. So he is playing catch, but he's also going to be a little bit behind in his throwing progression.
Is this concerning now? You already got a couple of pitchers on the IL. You got a couple that are behind now. Your depth could be tested right up.
You know what? Not really, not yet. Because he's early, and I really trust our depth throughout the minor leagues, and that's something that we have shown in the past. That when a man goes down, we have someone who's ready to step up. But I think he's early, and I think time let us know where we go from there.
Is there a specific name of what is bothering him? He mentioned that it didn't feel right.
Right now is shoulder inflammation for JP France.
A bigger workload for Yonir this year, and Victor Caratini coming aboard. How important is it to get these guys to work with all the different arms?
So yeah, you're going to see them both playing early and quite often. Also doing the sides and live BPs. I want to make sure that they all get to see all pitchers in camp. Workload when the season starts, that's to be determined, and just seeing how their body reacts, and their feedback is also important. How often and how many games in a row they will play.
You've touched on it a little bit, but has it hit you differently being down here, being around the guys that you are, the manager of the Houston Astros, and kind of the gravitas that you might walk around here with now?
You know what? It's just special, the fact that I'm here with a group that I know well. I'm trying not to get caught up on the emotions of, I'm the manager. I'm still me, and I want to be myself. I am, kind of making sure that things keep this train on the train tracks. The cargo on this train is valuable, and my job is to make sure that it continues to move forward. And I am so excited about that.
Have you seen Presley yet? Have you had any further discussions with him about his role?
Yes, I met with Presley and Hader yesterday in my office, and when both pitchers are available, Hader will pitch the ninth inning.
How did that meeting go for?
It went well. I think both guys want the best for this team. I think the ultimate goal is to hold that trophy at the end of the year, and both guys were on board.
Did you meet with both at the same time?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
From your perspective, how is Ryan dealing with it?
You know what? I don't want to put words in Presley's mouth, so I'll let Presley answer that question. But everything I got from him was he's on board, and he just wants to help our team win.
What were the factors you guys staff with?
You know what? That's Hader has done it, and Presley, they're both being so successful. I think I feel more comfortable, giving Hader that opportunity. Since he has shown his ability to do it, but same as Presley, this is just not, Presley's not going to pitch the ninth inning. Presley is as successful as Josh Hader's been in that closer role. So right now, Hader will pitch the ninth inning when both guys are available.
Joe, how important was it? I didn't hear the first part, but just making that clear from day one, getting in front of them and kind of sending that message.
Extremely important. I think is my job is to make sure that I'm transparent with players, and especially both of those guys. Those guys are all-stars. Those guys are probably two of the best closers in the game, and I want to make sure that we get out on the good note and on the same page. And both of them, when I brought them in the office, they were all on cue of how we going to move forward.
I imagine they appreciated that. Do you get the sense that they appreciated that?
Yes, they did, and the both. And this is just not this conversation has been going on for a few days. I was waiting. I had individual meetings with them, but I wanted to have them both in the office because this is a team, and I will ultimately make that decision. But I want them to let me know how they feel. So there is no transparency. Again, it's extremely important for us to keep this team united.
What about the lefty reliever, Sosa? What do you envision for?
Sousa was great last season. So I expect him to come in and continue to show how good he was and the stuff he's there. He's throwing a couple of sides, and I've watched him. His stuff looks great. And has a really good shot of making our team out of the bullpen.
Joe, is Verlander on the side here?
We'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself when it comes to what JV is going to do, so we'll see. One day at a time with JV.
All right, first one in the books.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
It's good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Doesn't seem like Joe's concerned. Are you concerned about JV being a little bit behind schedule?
No, I mean, just some shoulder inflammation. I think he's going to be fine. He's actually playing catch still. So at the end of the day, some of these guys, when they get ramped up, they feel a little soreness or whatever it is, and I think he's going to be fine. I'm not concerned at all.
Joe also mentioned it was important for him to be transparent with both Josh and Ryan about the roles moving forward. I imagine you were in that same camp as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's Joe's decision, but at the end of the day, I think, and as I said before, I think we have three guys at the back end that can close games. I think Presley's going to have to close games at times. And, the fact that Hader is going to be the closer, it's exciting to see that we are that strong on the back end. And, I'm excited for the season to start.
Do you have an idea of how this I guess, race for bullpen innings may go, or how much of an open mind do you have in terms of allowing some of these guys to prove themselves?
I think we have some internal candidates for those innings, between 4 and 6, if our starter runs into trouble, and we're going to do a lot of evaluating in this camp here. So, all those jobs are open for the most part. We do have some good candidates. We have some good things going on, like Souza threw well. We're going to take a close look at Coleman, if he can get back to his 2022 years. Of course, Montero he's legit. He didn't have as good a year in 23 as he did in 22, but he's legit. If he could emerge, as our 6th inning guy, now you're talking 6, 7, 8, 9 is really, really good. So it's a good group to be looking at, and they'll all get they'll all get looks.
Do you feel like you need to add any more starter depth?
I'm always in the business of trying to add starter depth. I think, the season, like I said before, it's 162 games. If you get a situation where you could trade for a starter, or if you could sign a starter, I think you should do it if it makes sense budget-wise and all that. But at the end of the day, I'm always in the market for pitching. I've said that since day one. I don't think you can have enough pitching in 162 games.
What's going on with JP France? I think you said shoulder information for him as well. Is there any time?
Yeah, again, both guys are playing catch. I think it's the old thing when you're just starting to throw, beginning of the year, you feel a little soreness, a little inflammation. I think they're going to be fine. If they were shut down, it would be more concerning. But the fact that they're playing catch, I think it's a good sign.